Starting off Karandrin with the bang.
Wow. Well, welcome everybody to Karandrin, episode 60. I'm sorry for our startled faces. We just had a lightning bolt strike outside. That was quite
Brise.
exciting. Brice's spellcasting is apparently really doing well. Uh, Man, I tell you what, that was scary. So yes, welcome back everybody to Karandrin Role Playing. This is episode 60. My name is Kevin Manus Pennings, also known as Cracked Palantir. I will be your host and game master tonight. This is, like we said, episode 60 of Brice's Tale. And as always, Max, my good buddy, is here to play Brice. And Max, if you're still alive after the lightning strike, say hello to everybody.
I feel more alive than ever. Thank you. Welcome to episode 60, everybody. Take hats on, classic. I'll probably take it off a little while. I don't want to hear whose hat was destroyed in the storm. Apparently,
yes, my hat has been misplaced by forces beyond my control. Otherwise, I'd be wearing it. So I apologize to all the hat fans out there. I don't know what the hell I've done with my hat. I have to be honest. But so welcome to episode 60, gang. Assuming that we survive it, it should prove to be a fun one. Brise is exploring the ruins of Goblin Mansion, long abandoned, originally built by a race of humans that was dominant in the region some centuries ago. We just ended combat last session with some form of large bird that had the ability to project a blast of mud from its mouth, and it had Brise cornered, literally in a corner, and Brise just fought it off, and then took out its leg. Just whacked it, sliced off its leg with a blow from Max's dagger, or Brice's dagger, I should say. So, and in the meantime, of course, we have all the court intrigue that has been brewing for the last several weeks, last several sessions, regarding the death of the wizard Adabir, and we'll return to that storyline as NPCs sort of resolve various things and so on. It's very much a living world in Karandrin. And so this little ruin to explore is a state that she's exploring. At least keeps her busy and out of trouble,
out of political trouble,
right?
Physical danger.
That's a very good point to make. She's exploring this the second level of this mansion, and it's sort of a Spanish style mansion in the sense that it's got a large central courtyard that the whole building surrounds, and what we're finding so far are largely sort of guest suites up on the second floor. And one of them on the far side of the mansion apparently contained a warren of large and unnatural rats. Mm-hmm. And so the plan was to come to this side and be able to fire into, across the courtyard and fire into the
ROUS.
That's right. Rats of unusual size. Rodents of unusual size. And so
Ran into our bird friend instead.
that's
Interesting guests staying at these rooms.
that's right. The La Quinta has really gone downhill. Um, so and for our viewers, I'm getting a lot of lag on my side. So you're going to find me a little distracted. So let me know if your platform is showing me lagging or me or Max lagging.
Yeah, I've got you pulled up here. It's just faint, kind of like maybe 15 frames a second instead of 30, so
Okay. Yeah.
it's bearable, but
Right.
let us know if it gets worse. Yeah.
So yeah, because what we may have to, um, we may just have to call it early. I don't know if we can attribute it to the weather or what, or the fact that my computer got fried by that bolt of lightning. But so yeah, so
Do it.
Brise is exploring this, the second floor of this manor, and there's several
Yeah.
other buildings on the estate that she has yet to uh, um, explore. Quinn, you think we are lagging a lot? Is that what I'm hearing?
You are lag incarnate.
I know.
I think he's saying you're not lagging more than usual. Maybe a lot.
I mean, I seem very laggy. To me, like we have bursts where we're fine, and then we'll start lagging again. So,
Yeah, you do look fine on the YouTube video, like decent. So,
and it looks like Quinn is watching on YouTube. So, Quinn, let us know, because I certainly feel it. I'm just gonna have to ignore my own face.
Yeah.
There's no buffering on my end. I've seen that end, buddy. There's quite a bit of buffering. Wait, what are we talking about?
All right, to the game.
I'm sorry.
Want to start off first that I do have a wound from that battle, bleeding 1 hit point around, so I do need to staunch that. And I kind of forgot if I have potions, I can do that, right? But can I also just do some first aid on myself?
You can, you can attempt first aid. 1 point of bleeding is basically the easiest thing to fix.
Yeah.
My
awful first aid. That's okay. I'll give it a try.
So give it a roll.
Down against the wall and try to do some quick bandaging with a 73.
Nice. Now, if you really want that to stop, you're going to have to give it time.
Right.
And so you might just make your way downstairs, or you might just hole up somewhere and give it a chance to seal.
Quinn asked, "What about the massive, super important plot?" This is what we call a filler episode.
No, I don't think it's a filler episode. I think this is what an adventure does.
Frogdrum literally has told me to stay away from the keep until tomorrow evening, which he's going to come to fetch me. So, the best thing I can do right now is be far away from civilization, or at least from Valabri. So I'm actually doing some adventuring for once.
Right.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So, like you said, I'm actually going to go into the room where the bird creature was, and maybe just scope that out. And if it looks like a good place to rest, I'll rest there.
I think your first idea would not to do that, because it's going to reek of that bird.
Oh, that's right. It was smelly, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's just we talked about it smelling like the muddiest part of a river.
Right. That's okay. Right. Ooh, yeah. In that case, let's.
You go back to the little hidden stairway that the servants use.
Yeah, that would be a good place to just sit down and chill for a bit.
Yeah.
Let my arm heal up some and relax. Honestly, I did spend a lot on spell casting and all that stuff earlier in the day. So,
right.
Yeah, we'll go do that. We'll work my way back around toward the servant staircase.
Yeah, it's just a short walk, and you close it off from the debris that was in the hallway, and just kind of sit down and pass the time.
Yeah.
How many exhaustion points do you have?
I am sitting at 66 out of 100.
Okay. So you regain 17 of those while you rest.
Putting me at 76, 83. Nice. Is it lunchtime? I think too. Might have a meal.
Yeah, by now I would think so.
Yeah, because I woke up late, so okay. Yeah, I'll just erase a meal too. Say I have some lunch in here.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting it's spelled way bread, WAY, but I keep as WHEY. Just for whatever reason, I'm like, I like the sound of that. I just left
That's
it.
really funny.
It's like gloves of grinding. Just in the lexicon now. Okay. Messed up. And we can keep, while I'm resting, and keep Nalani outside the door and just have her stand watch, switch to her vision, doing that intermittently.
Sure. Although you could, you can put your back against the wall and just put your foot against the door.
No, true, yeah.
You can brace it. So you actually nod off.
Sure.
That's crazy. So you come to and so gain another 10 exhaustion.
Nice.
You kind of wake with a start. You're like, oh, I shouldn't be doing that here. The leg feels better. You think it's safe to move it without reopening the wound. But obviously you'll smell of blood. Of course, that was true before.
I always smell of blood.
Well, because of having just killed this thing and having severed that leg.
Of course, yeah.
So you're tracking blood everywhere.
Everywhere.
So makes me wonder if Nalani, went and picked at that corpse since it was such a fresh corpse.
Yeah.
So you stand back up, open the door.
Let's check out the window. What time of day? See how long.
How much time has passed. So you go back to. Do you want to go to the bird's room?
Yeah.
And what's your state of readiness? What's in your hands?
Gonna have my spear. I would have picked up my spear. I think I dropped it in the battle. Pick that up with my shield left, my other hand. Forget I'm left-handed a lot. Yeah, I'm always imagining spear in the right hand.
Sure, it's hard not to think that way when you are yourself right-handed. Mm-hmm. Killing some apps here in the background. See if that's part of.
You didn't see Frodo stopping to loot random abandoned manors on his way to Mordor. What was Weathertop?
Exactly. And had they burned down Bree, they could have explored that.
I think they did quite a bit of damage.
Spicy jalapeno scoops, Quinn, are the work of the devil. I didn't want to be the one to say it. So yeah, you make your way down to the outer room that faces the outside, not the courtyard.
Right.
And sure enough, there's a large nest in there. And it apparently just, it likes a muddy environment. It has produced a muddy environment in there.
Yeah.
The window is open. It seems like it's, it seems like you haven't slept too long. It's still very early afternoon.
Okay.
It's got a nest right up against the window. So you sort of, approach it to get a look outside, and the thought is to check, of course, anything going on outside.
Right.
You're guessing that you recall when you teleported and you got thrown back. You recall that, and you were sort of up in a tree.
Right.
So it's basically one room further down. Had you landed in a tree further down, you would have probably seen this nest and probably seen the bird.
Yeah. Wow.
And so it's just, it's made a home here. Apparently, a female, because it had the eggs.
Mm.
Um,
Or a male penguin.
I mean, it could be a male and the mother's died, I suppose.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Yeah. I just we'll poke around the room, see if I find anything of interest. Holding my nose like.
Yeah, it's very musty. So this is the sitting room that it's made its home in. The bedroom is closed off and being blocked by the bulk of the nest.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever's in there didn't come and go, through that entry. But so long as these creatures have a way to avoid interacting with each other, they can sort of get along, right?
Sure.
It'd be interesting if when you go down to the courtyard, you find remains of another of these birds, right? Like, yep, the toad's
Right.
got it.
No, I remember also seeing a nest on the corner of one of the guest houses.
Yep.
From like the ballroom I could look at, and I saw that.
Right. Things have, over the years, just taken this place over.
Mm-hmm.
So is there anything else of interest in here? Not really. A lot of it has been covered in mold and mud. There is a painting on the wall, but it just feels lost.
Yeah.
Just destroyed by mold, covered in mold. Makes you wonder what ability people had in a medieval era to restore a painting. I don't know.
Right.
Do you want to attempt to go through that door? This block, the door that would lead to what should be a bedroom?
Yeah, sure. I'll try to open it up. You can get open.
It does open inward. So it should.
There you go, yeah.
It is locked.
Try to unlocking spell here. My card. I'll do an unlock at level 10.
Okay. This is a tome.
No.
Straight out you.
Yeah.
All right. Roll it up.
Boom. 70.
It unlocks.
Gee.
Door opens with some difficulty. You checked for sounds of movement and so on. Mud and water have seeped under the door. It's empty except for a relatively, not like a bedside table, but like a small dining table. And a couple of chairs.
And a chest with 100 myth.
100? No, far more than that. 100 dragons.
Oh,
Enjoy.
Statues of Mithril.
That's right. There you go. 100 dragon statues of Mithril. Unfortunately, they're microscopic in size. We just keep adding, modifiers until
Microscopic in size in another dimension, whereas here they're actually much larger.
that's right. We just keep going and going. So, I mean, it may be that the staff that was to stay behind, they sort of made this their dining room,
Right.
Or like a sitting room. But yeah, it's it's been emptied. The room's been emptied, which doesn't surprise you if
Right.
it was. You've got evidence that it was left willingly.
Right. Right. Missing books and equipment and stuff
Weird.
like that.
I have a viewer number on my side of Restream,
Right.
and it's blinking. I've never seen it blink before, but there it is.
Warning. Too many viewers.
That's it. That's it. Actually, it's indicating when my viewers are blinking. It's very important to know for any.
Stop talking during that time.
That's right. That is so weird. What is it doing? Anyway, this place was clearly packed away,
Right.
by and large, and so and then whatever misfortune befell the family, they never returned to it.
Mhm.
So all
Okay.
right.
Yep.
Back
Anything else? Then we'll go back and can we see the room with the rat from here? Peer out at that. That's our next target to take.
Yes. Actually, it would be you would use the balcony.
Well, it's the one to the next, right? But I was just
Right.
curious if I could see it from here. See if it's
Yes,
been disturbed
absolutely.
by any sound or done anything.
You see a large tail disappear into the grass warren that this packed room packed with grass.
Right.
It was a 2-foot long tail, black,
Mm.
and it had almost like spikes coming off on either side of the tail.
Mm.
The spikes are red and glistening. It's not anything that you've heard of in tale or in conversation with other adventurers.
Hello, Orkin. I'd like to.
That's
You make it to Nargas. I'm in
That's
Southern Nargas.
Can you meet me at the old abandoned? No, not that one. No, not that one.
Not that one.
Um,
Let's go out of this room. Go one down. I believe that door's closed, right? The one across from where the rat is, directly across.
it is. Wait, where are the rats? Let me see. There they are. So, right, you're one room further down. The room that you need is closed, but you've not tried that door.
Right. So I'll try that now. Let's see if we can set up a nice little sniping spot to get rid of this bad boy.
Unlocked, no sound. Proceed.
Yep.
This room is apparently being used for storage for some of the upstairs furniture. So it is. I mean, a lot of the cloths are rags, but furniture stacked on one another. Very nice pieces. Semi-precious stones set into chairs, tables, silver and gold cappings on some of the furniture. But it's all upstairs, sort of. It's either sitting room or bedroom furniture, taken piece by piece. Um, the the balcony is still shut. Its curtains are drawn. The curtains are in remarkably good shape. So pull aside the curtains and unlatch the balcony door.
Slide it open.
Slide it open. Roll for me.
Boom. 19.
You're a scholar and a gentleman.
All right. March on out there. We'll creep on out there.
Roll for me.
38.
No sign of whatever rodentia is in residentia. But yeah, you're straight across from them now. Just
Okay.
the courtyard is quite large, but
It is. I didn't even think it is bow shot, right?
yes,
I think I can make that. Okay.
yes.
All right.
Especially if you just sit there and wait for a shot.
That is the plan. So I'll have, get into a good position, take my time, and ready Nalkarth, and tell him that. All right, this one's for you.
This one's for you.
I've been itching for Bao all day. It's this one. Hopefully, be his kill.
Your first taste of battle. And we might. I don't know if you want to do it on your notes somewhere. We might keep track of how many kills you've had with an Alkarth, and that way.
Well, I was thinking of that. Yeah.
And we'll do. And that will give me a way to use the behind the scene mechanics to judge whether someone can wrest control of him from you. I mean, it's a good thing that that Verilag never used.
Yeah, would have killed quite a bit, probably.
Yes, would have probably just I mean, it'd probably been impossible. He would have probably set you up to be caught.
Yeah, that's what was scary about it. Yeah, when I first encountered them.
So you wait and watch.
Wait.
It's quite a while, so roll your patience.
Absolutely. 87.
You're doing okay.
Wait.
And roll for me.
25.
It occurs to you that what if you woke these things and they are otherwise nocturnal? Because they are not coming out, and I mean,
right, but like they did shuffle around.
Right, if your sounds woke them,
right,
and they shuffled uneasily, right, and now, like, there's not going to be a likely shot.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless you shoot in there to stir them up. Which is,
right. Well, you know what? Let's have Nalani. I know she was a little frightened of them before, but let's have her take a peek over there, see if she can catch them sleeping or doing whatever.
Sort of pass by, right? You probably don't want her resting on the ledge or anything.
Mm-hmm.
She obeys. Feels like it is getting easier to command her. This is Brise's young falcon that she has acquired as a familiar, and the swings by. Oh, they are watching. Two jump out and hiss at her. They're about 4 foot long in body, still fairly low to the ground. Claws are red like the spikes on their tails. They jump back into the shadow as she passes. And there is no doubt there was a purple fume coming from their mouths.
Interesting. Okay. Well, you are awake. Let me keep, wait with my bow drawn a bit longer then, and see if they make any more motion. They might just be too scared to do anything then. It'd be more
brings back the. I mean, it's going to be a really hard throw with a lit torch to make it across there, but
yeah,
it's an idea for later. Maybe you drift over there and drop them a gift in there, but again, you don't want to burn the place down.
Right. Yeah, but my thought is that if they're that timid, maybe they don't leave their den. They wait for stuff to come to them instead. So.
Right. Well, I don't know. I mean, what's going to come up there?
I don't know. Yeah, it's an interesting thing about their behavior is. If I had more patience, I could wait and observe them. But like, it was just.
That is not your that's not your character's strong suit right there. You're gonna get the hell on.
Yeah, better not to attract their attention than just keep moving.
One does emerge slowly sniffing. And it actually hisses down below in the courtyard. It is fussing at something down below in the courtyard.
Interesting. It's all over ground. I guess I can't. Can I see any movement or anything down there?
Roll for me.
78.
You can't see it entirely by any means, but what you can see tells you that is absolutely another toad.
Oh, damn. Not another one of those things. Maybe okay. Now I think I probably want to aim my arrow down at this toad down here if I can see if I can worm out where its spot is.
Sure.
Because I'm planning to go back in the courtyard later and rather kill that thing while I'm up here.
Right. Although remember that it can climb.
Can, yeah.
But you'll take the shot you can get, right?
Right. So it's a decent way away too, right?
It's on the far side directly across from you, right. Relatively straight below their balcony.
Right.
I was looking for Right.
So we'll just lower my aim to where the rustling's happening in the grass, and I can score
you
a hit
can
on
kind
them.
of see it through the grass, but
right.
Am I shooting at its head? Am I shooting at its
right.
back? I don't know.
I will take some time to focus. A couple
aim.
rounds. Yeah, aiming.
Sure.
Yeah.
Where is that chart? I used to know the order of these things, but I am not doing a good job. Oh, it's right there. Oh, that's hilarious. Are you saying something? All right. All right. Let me think about this math. All right. Did you want to leave me a note? You were saying something. Okay. All right. Shoot.
Okie dokie. Here we go. 75.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that eerie, shadowy bolt shoots forward, strikes heavily. There is a very strange croak from the creature. Roll your critical. Several criticals.
At 2, yeah. There's a 34.
That's your main one.
And then a 53.
You actually get 3
Oh,
criticals.
sweet. And a 54.
All right. Definitely a good hit. Roll for me.
24.
It dashes away and leaps to a different location, further toward the center of the courtyard.
Yeah.
It's in deeper brush. You don't feel like you've been seen, but that was no small hit.
Sweet. Okay. We'll try to launch another one, I think.
He is. You don't know where to shoot.
Not even moving anymore.
The rat is still out, and it's like scolding the thing still. Like, yeah, you better run. So
Yeah.
it's followed the motion of the toad, and it's hissing at it more and more.
Right.
Red eyes do appear in the dark behind it, following the commotion, but they don't emerge, which is not to say you can't take a shot at the eyes. They are conveniently located on a head.
Yeah.
So there is some benefit there.
Yeah, I don't know. I might as well take all these guys out at once. These rats do seem really
so you want to shoot at the guy out or the two sets of one of the two sets
one's
of
behind, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Short bow. Should never close this. Why do I close it? There. Oh man. It's apparently at a sweet spot where if I let go, it just goes like crazy.
Right.
All right. Yeah, he hasn't seen you. All right, shoot it up.
Big boy. 30.
Not great. Very close. My lord. Very close. The eyes scatter. That guy on the balcony will not go back inside. He is still cussing away at the toad.
All right, well, he's next.
There is movement down below.
Okay.
That suggests the toad's location. I mean, it's still in 5 foot high foliage, and
right.
So there's no. I mean, it would be a blind shot. It would be a serious penalty.
Yeah. No, let's just focus on the rat that's on the balcony.
Okay.
Ping him.
All right, so you're just gonna let fly.
Yep. Boom. 94.
Oh my. Why did I take this off? Because I had stuff in my eye. That's why I took it off. Wow, that's way off the charts. Way off the charts.
Woo.
So let's roll the criticals. So let's roll 2 puncture criticals. Let's roll your E critical first.
Okay. 76.
And let's roll your A puncture critical.
50.
Wow. And then let's roll your 2B cold criticals.
It's a 37 and a 21.
All right. Wow. That was a lot of damage. You literally knock it on its side. It struck right above its hip and it flipped it.
Flippy-doo-dah.
And it is no longer moving.
Okay.
And it's just laying on its back. And a host of hisses come from the warren. You are not popular.
Hopefully, we'll see how intelligent these rats are to understand that I'm shooting at them.
Right.
It depends.
No eyes visible, no rats visible, no toad visible. What would you like to do?
Could we have Nalani do a sweep overhead to check on the toad? See if we can get a better view of it. And I can kind of aim, based on that. I mean, would that even help, do you think? I guess.
It won't help your aiming,
Right.
but it'll help you to know where to look to aim.
Right.
What I mean is the next likely point that it might be visible to you. Like if you see it moving along, you're like, oh, that means it'll come through that gap maybe.
Okay.
But remember to make sure she's quite high because
sure she can jump.
Yeah.
So I'll do that. I'll make sure to send her way up as high as she can and overhead view of where this thing is.
And her ability just to see at distance is just incredible. I mean,
Right.
I mean, she's,
Falcon, yeah.
She's, 70 feet in the air and it's like, she could be just sitting on the rooftop,
Mm-hmm.
So you can see splashes of ice on its back, on the creature's back.
Yeah.
It is moving with some difficulty on the side that you hit. So, it's favoring the other side.
Mm-hmm.
It's moving back up the courtyard. There'll be a brief opportunity in a while if it keeps going. There'll be a brief opportunity to hit it as it passes a gap in the foliage.
Okay. Yeah, then we can try to wait for that.
Yeah. Several rounds pass. You sort of glance over too at the rats. They're remaining hidden. Your shot has come. Again, it's one of these things where I can't tell where I'm aiming.
Right, but there is its
but
body.
That's it. Yeah, some part of it is there. It's a 3 shot.
That's a 26.
Yeah, it goes aside from the gap. Creature doesn't even notice it and keeps just moving along. Now Karth says, an excellent try for a difficult shot.
Thank you. I like the little perch up here I've got. The online gaming community, I'd be ridiculed, but in Karandrin.
Because people just accuse you of snipering.
Yeah, exactly. I'm camping. Yeah, that's what you do, man. That's why it's a great tactic.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I apologize for my intelligence.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, okay, sorry. you ever been playing a game and it's just like you start falling into that natural stance of like trying to defend your territory. Like, stop camping. I'm like, I'm just trying to like do what like my body's telling me, you know.
Right.
Really silly how they contrive these rules. But anyway, that's a whole other argument. Okay, well, if it looks like won't be able to get another shot on it, then we can kind of keep exploring. Maybe go down the corridor, right? And if I see it again, I'll.
Well, why don't you give the courtyard another pass with her
Okay.
to make sure there's not a third toad?
Oh, good idea. Yeah, fair enough. I'll send her above and over.
There is the nest, toward the front. It seems long abandoned. There are scales and feathers in it. The scales are surprisingly large. Size of your hand. I mean, this thing was unusual, whatever it was.
Right.
The nest is largely blown apart on the as the roof kind of comes up. It's clear that the winds have been diverted up and have begun wearing away at that edge of the nest, whereas the courtyard side of the nest is still in good shape. So no one's been fixing this thing for seasons.
Right.
Down below, in that corner at ground level, is clearly what is the frog's burrow. There are major and obvious tracks of the frogs headed both ways. So it's under the corner of the house somewhere that they have some sort of sleeping burrow of some sort.
Right. Which suggests there could be more frogs underground.
Until they find that earthworm.
Yeah. And then they're screwed.
That stone gnawer is going to be an interesting meal for them. A meal that cooks them from the inside. Right. So
enter flyover at any other frog she finds besides the one.
That's it. That pile of equipment and weapons and so on is still there.
Yeah. I've been eyeing it the whole time.
Yeah.
Trying to get to it.
And she returns to you.
Okay.
What now?
All right, we'll exit this room and keep progressing down the hall.
Now, the first door.
Yeah, I was going to say, I kind of heard was there, so we attacked that, but now we can kind of explore the doors one by one.
Well, the very first two doors were closed, and you didn't open those.
Right.
Right. So is that where you want to start? And do you want to do courtyard side or outer side?
Well, I've already explored the courtyard side, right? That would have been the first room, and then the bird with the nest, right?
No, they were further down.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. No, let's do that on the courtyard side. That's right. I missed that.
Because she came, she charged you from a bit of a distance,
right.
50, 60 feet.
Right. But I thought the one across from the rats was the first one.
That one is the second one.
Okay. Okay. Then we'll start at the first.
Yeah. So, no sounds. Opens up. Well, this is going to make you happy. This appears to be the art collection.
Ooh.
Here.
About time.
I mean, it's clearly paintings and sculptures. A lot of them are the sort of the natural rock sculptures that is in fashion today. They're not wrapped up or anything because they're largely immune to the elements.
Right.
But they're paintings sort of in the interior against the interior wall that have been wrapped in uh, a wax covered cloth to keep the moisture out. Um, I mean, there's 10 or 12 paintings to unwrap if you care. And there's 7 pieces of the natural rock sculpture. To remind our viewers, it's not sculpture of anything. It's rock form that uses the natural shape of the rock and any particular visual element of the rock, and they sculpt around it to bring those to light.
Right.
Is Goblin rock sculpture, and our dear Brise here is very interested in sculpture.
Mm-hmm.
The pieces are really nice. I mean, they don't compare to Lady Meagraw's collection.
Right.
But they are really nice. I mean, there's so much detail that shows this rock really well. So, if there are veins running through it, they try to follow that vein.
Right.
And highlight it and so on. There's just so much to see on any one piece. Do you want to unwrap paintings or do you particularly care?
I was going to say, I think we will take them to a safe location first, then unwrap them. So I'll keep this room in mind.
Sure.
And then I can, what's the best way to get them out of here? I don't want to teleport, right, because of the wards possibly on this place. Yeah. I forgot if we said if I've tried teleporting out, but teleporting in is a problem.
I don't recall if you've teleported out. I don't recall.
No, because I've only been forcefully teleported out by the door. So I think we'll have to figure out a way to get them out.
The sculptures are going to be the real pain.
Yes.
Because they are going to, I don't think you can do that without the help of a horse and cart.
Right. I might have to bring some people here to help me out. Yeah. Interesting. I'll make that on like my notes. How to. You know what I would think is an interesting idea. Max has, I don't know if Brise does, but if I'm an adventurer who really likes art and sculpture, other adventurers really like art and sculpture, wouldn't they try to like bond to like help each other out, like preserve those pieces?
Certainly you can make a deal.
Right.
Yes. I don't think that's an unreasonable suggestion.
Right. But even what I mean is like people who like has the skill set, like who might know how to move art and stuff like that.
Well, the skill set's going to be, rope work, really.
I guess so. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, you'd probably lower them down to the courtyard.
Sure.
As carefully as you can. But yeah. I mean, you think, if these things are, a lot of these things are, some are on pedestals and are about, about 3 or 4 feet high beyond that. And so, but those would weigh hundreds of pounds. I know from astronomy, the just a ballpark figure they give for the density of rock is 3.7. So you can imagine a container of water, the size of say an office cooler, right, may weigh X, and this would weigh almost 4 times that.
Right.
Yeah. So, so it might be possible just to, come here with lots of rope and just lower everyone. You tie each one to an individual piece of rope, lower it down, go down there, untie them all, load them onto something,
Or just get an enormous bag of holding and just.
That's right.
There's a really cool IM in D&D. It's Mighty's Rollmaster too. It's a portable hole where it's like you kind of just put it on the ground and then it becomes a hole that's like a safe, like people can jump into, and then you can pick it up and like wrap it up. It's a really clever idea. It's kind of like an optical illusion. It's perfect for big stuff like that. You just put it down, move something into it, and it kind of just falls in.
That's interesting. Can you put? Does it have a limit in volume?
Yes, it does. It describes like how big it is, and if you want to do the math, I guess you could do that.
That'd be interesting. If take that if it didn't have a limit in volume, and you should go down to the bottom of the moat, take it out. Like, yeah, your moat's
Yeah.
gone.
Oh gosh.
Well, what do you think about? We'd take a break here in the art room.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I'm just looking through my spells really quick. I was going to mention levitate. Is for me. Um, plus 100 pounds. There you go. If any of the statues are light enough, I can definitely levitate them down.
Right.
So,
We got to do some math now, right?
yeah. All right. Well, during the break, we'll crunch some numbers. We'll see.
So, well, guys, yeah, we're gonna stretch our legs and refill our drinks. We hope you do the same, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. So just stick with us, and we appreciate you watching. We'll be back in just a bit. Well, I've made my own wizard's hat. Um, this is all I could do. Um,
Right.
I I should have written
Oh,
60 on it. I guess I could still.
everything's been restored.
That's
You
right.
better
Hang on. Hang on. I'll write 60 on it. Okay. Okay.
what are you writing with? Your mind?
There we go. What? No. My mind could only write the 0. All right. Here we go. Oh, is it a little too bright?
Yeah. Ah, there it is.
There you go.
6-0.
That's it. That's all I can do.
Now when we get to episode 9, you have to wear it upside down. I guess that would be 9.
That's right. There we go. This is all I've got, guys. I gotta find my damn hat. There we. It's not as hot as the other one, I gotta say, and more absorbent.
Hot as in sexual, or is in
Oh, you know.
your
You
other
know
hat?
me
Your other
so
hat was
well.
pretty hot. I'll have to admit.
All right.
Come back, everybody.
So welcome back, everybody. We're gonna rob some art at some point.
Yeah. Well, I will keep this room in mind, like I said, and goal might be to use levitation in several ways once we kind of get a measurement on what. I guess I would just try it, right, and see what I can lift.
Right. I mean, you are very strong. I mean, you're very physically fit. So
Right.
It's just the getting them down safely and then transporting them down the mountain and all
Right.
that.
Right.
Um,
Although once I'm away, then I can maybe do a teleport, because that's also. I was going to teleport 100 pounds or 1,000 pounds. That might be able to do in just 1 or 2 trips. So, but
right.
it hasn't been bothered for 5,000 years. I assume it'll be safe here for another like half of 1 year.
Is this way? Is this the courtyard side that you're doing?
Yes.
Is that right?
Courtyard side, yeah.
I need to make my note. This is the art room. All right.
Okay.
So the bedroom is open. It's not been used for anything. In fact, most of its furniture is still here. There's one side table missing. And yeah, it's very high quality furniture. It's got the feet of the bed are goblin soldiers standing with spears. The tops are turrets of towers or castles, all carved in really minute detail. This was a very well-to-do family.
Can't have this many rooms all with this much ornamentation.
Right. No real artwork. So you want to go across the hall to the outer room?
Yes, sir. We'll check out the other ones.
Unlocked, quiet, open cautiously. Here, the furniture simply was not gathered. Again, it's the sitting room for this guest suite. Plenty of very nice furniture. Bedroom door is open. It too is full.
So funny, I could just lock one of these doors and sleep in the bed. I guess probably the cloth is all in tatters, right? But
It's true. This could be your, you know,
yeah,
base of operations. Don't want those rats crawling in. Securing the
Right.
balcony is the trick.
right,
Your lock spell should do it as long as the glass is intact. But it
right,
doesn't matter, I guess, if you sleep in the interior. No, because they both have balconies, so it doesn't matter.
right.
Yeah, you would still have to. You know, I have these marked as they're open and closed, but I assume you leave them open. There's no reason to close
Yeah,
them.
no, leave them open. Yeah,
All right, so the second room on the courtyard side, that door is open.
that one was the one across from the rats, right? You mean the second room on
Oh, yes, that's right.
the outer side? Yeah. This would be a terrible house to play Clue in. It's like he was murdered in the bedroom. Which one?
I know. Which of the
On the west wing.
almost, I mean, God, there's 14 on this floor alone.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So you move down to the next one. It's completely empty. Does have signs of past visitors, though.
Mm.
Huh. A skeletal figure that, it might be a Sith adventurer. The Sith being, for any newcomer, it's a sentient lizard folk that have a nation far to the south. It might be a Sith adventurer, but it's leaned up against. Oh gosh, I almost lost my dice. It's leaned up against the wall. It's largely fallen over, but its breastplate is its breast skeleton is still leaned up against the wall. Its legs are splayed out. Tail is sort of just fallen behind it. Looks like someone's been here to pick over the body, though. There's nothing laying around it. Either that, or it was some unnatural creature that didn't know the use of equipment and clothing.
Right.
But it certainly seems almost civilized, the way that it's leaned up against the wall as though it came,
Right.
But there's nothing around it.
Hmm.
So the next one on the courtyard side is the bird. The one across from that is open.
All right. Go check out that one. But did this one have a bedroom, accompanying bedroom?
Yes, so far all of these have had sitting room, bedroom, sitting room.
Oh, and you just kind of looked through both of them. Okay,
gotcha. There seems to be another storage area where they've taken the majority of the furniture they could pack in here and packed it in. So, bedside table stacked with cloths in between, all the way to the ceiling. Beds piled up on their sides. So interestingly, they didn't haul away a lot of the guest stuff. It seems. I mean, this seems like they certainly hauled away the library. You remember that's down below you.
Right.
In fact, you're pretty close to being directly above it. The library.
Right.
And they left the shelving, but there weren't any books left.
And I think there were no in some of the game rooms too. All the equipment was gone.
Yeah.
Horseshoes and things like that.
Right. Um,
No horseshoes, no hand grenades,
that's right.
nothing.
So, need to write another storage. The bedroom here is locked. What do you want to do?
We'll try another lock spell.
All righty.
Launch a level 10 lock spell at it.
Roll it up.
Boom, 75.
It unlocks with a lovely click.
Okay. Slide it open.
So a wave of must comes through the door as you open it, and it's a couple of beds pushed up against the wall, away from the courtyard, and it's piles of gowns that have been piled on the beds. So she must have had a wardrobe, an entire wardrobe at her other residence.
Yeah.
And they stored it here, not with the greatest of care. And then whatever befell, and the servants were then called to join them in the household, and they just sat here and rotted.
Yeah.
There are, if it matters to you, there are pearls and semi-precious stones that have fallen off of sleeves and things like that. There are little bit goodies to collect if you care.
I do like purple and kind of darker colored gems. If there are any of those around, I might pick them up if I judge any to be pretty.
No. Yeah, all lighter colored stuff. Leave it be?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny. I was thinking is how organic Karandrin is. It's there's no one like writing a letter to be like, oh, we're going here now, and this is happening to us. I love playing video games. Sometimes there's a person like writing a letter right before they die, and it's like, I guess some people did that, but who really knew that was happening? And like, most people probably don't even know what's going on. They just, we're packing up and leaving.
Right.
So they don't make any special preparations. But yeah, mystery kind of went on here. Let's keep going down. Was this the third room on the inner side?
This is the third room on the outer side. And now you're going to the fourth. Well, you can go now. You're on the fourth room.
Right.
Whichever side.
Fourth outer is, we'll try there, yeah.
Okay. It is closed. Unlocked, though. No sign of movement. You open it up cautiously. And this might explain some of what's gone on. Because clearly somebody is keeping a list of survivors and the less fortunate.
Oh, okay.
On the wood paneling of the wall, as you sort of wipe away some dust and must, there's listings of names and pox.
Oh.
Recovering. Pox, dead. I mean, it just goes down quite a list, and there's about 20 names on the list. Some are not names, some are positions.
Okay.
One is, for instance, young maid. and she succumbed to the pox.
Right.
So it may be the house was abandoned to the pox.
Right.
And the pox, just for your peace of mind, has never affected a human.
Right.
Elves and goblins. That's who gets it.
I can sneeze all over this place and be fine.
That's right. Of course, you could be a carrier. We don't know. You've got the herpes.
Oh gosh. Aldrif. Damn it.
That's right.
No. Is it? I just curious. Is when it says Pox dead recovering? Is that written in fax or Elvin or?
Bet you it's going to be goblin.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
And is it like etched into the wood or like written?
it's written. So as you clean away like dust and grime, you have to be careful not wiping away too much.
Right. With ink or something.
But apparently the owner of this property, the last owner, was Lord Kreth, Kreth. He is listed as dead.
Mm.
Lady Ardea, apparently his wife, is listed as recovering. That's Ardia. An unnamed infant is listed next. It just says new baby,
Mm.
dead.
Mm. Ouch.
So apparently a large family, and then all the staff listed as well.
Right. Wow.
So either this was I mean, it's unlikely they would be tallying it. I don't know. I guess they could be tallying it at the very end, but it may be that the family moved and this was them keeping track of reports.
Right.
You know, almost in despair if they're writing it on the wall.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like paper would be if they want to keep it while they move, but the wall almost to make a statement. Yeah.
It's like they're never coming back. This is
Right.
this family is gone. My position here is gone, and
Yeah, that's pretty morbid.
so this is our death tally room.
I was going to say it would have been nice of Lord Krath to remove his magical protections before he died, and all of his. I guess it's funny is he's probably the goblin side of it, right? But the humans were the Manish people, right? Were the original ones who probably set up a lot of the defenses and all that stuff.
It's quite possible, yeah.
Yeah.
So cross over to the courtyard side.
Yeah.
That door is closed. Unlocked. You listen. Yeah, there's definitely movement in there. Sparrows, possibly, or swifts, maybe, have made homes in there. And you can hear wings. Small wings, bursts of movement.
Yeah, we'll just open it then and kind of peer inside. Doesn't sound anything deadly.
You crack it. You stop when it's evident that whatever is making the sound is also glowing. It's a golden light, different than the sunshine. The door is forcefully closed against you. You're you're only taking a step in, and you're forced to take a step back.
Right.
And there's a golden flash around the door. What would you like to do?
Let's Karandrin golden flash. Okay. Let's try the door again. Let's give it a.
The door is unlocked but unmoving.
Here's a question: If it possibly was locked magically, right? The jam wouldn't be active, or would it? Like how
The
does that?
jam?
Well, what's it called? Sorry, the locking mechanism, right? If it was magically locked, would the door be like? Would it turn freely? Do I know that? Like I've cast lock plenty of times.
Your magical lock magically seals it.
Right. It's not an actual lock on.
It's not. It doesn't activate the physical mechanism of the doorknob.
Okay.
Right.
Right. Interesting. It's just because the phrase "unlock" is like ambiguous, right? It's like it turns freely, but the door is shut. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Let's step back into the room, the bird room, right? The third from the inner room, and I'll send Nalani out to kind of fly by the window and peer at what's in there. I knock on the door and say, "Pizza." Free pizza.
UNICEF. Do you know that from old SNL? I mean, that's like one of your earliest skits. Is the land shark?
Oh, they pretend it's UNICEF.
Yeah, pizza. Don't open the door. It's that land shark. He'll get you. UNICEF. He just has this real creepy, flowers.
Free tattoos.
Swoops by. And there are really there can't be any mistake. These are classic fae of childhood.
Oh.
18 inches high, glowing with fairy magic, wielding wands, dresses of leaves and berries and flowers. Just absolutely beautiful. 3 females. But they clearly track your falcon with the most adorable little frowns they have on their face.
Well, yeah, I guess probably I can talk to Faye, right? I would imagine, like the stories.
Certainly, you can speak to anything you want, including doorknobs.
What do the stories? Any stories I was told as a kid suggest?
I see what you mean. Do they have the ability to communicate? Yes. Yes. All the stories say that these fae talk. Yes.
Okay.
Your falcon returns.
Yeah. I will. I'll just give a, call into the door then, quietly. So if anything else can't hear me except them beyond the door, and just say, I mean you no harm.
UNICEF.
I've got a face-sized pizza right here.
That's hilarious. It's a Ritz cracker with mozzarella on it. Go away, large one. We have no dealings with your kind.
Here's some. I'll tell them that I know the Trinidas. I am good friends with them. Surely we could have a chat.
If there's any question as to the age of beings you're dealing with, that is over with. When the door cracks and three little heads go boop, boop, boop. Prove it, the bottom one says.
I'm glad you asked because in my notes, remember I have an item the Trinidas gave me.
It is a paper towel hat of tremendous power.
Let me just search.
The quicker, pointy upper.
Yeah, I take out they gave me a leaf marker, which I have in the pouch at my belt, about a half-inch large, that marks me as a friend to any other colony of Trinidas I infer. That's what I have verbatim there. I can just say that they gave me this.
They look at it, they look at each other. You hear one whisper to the other, "It is marked by Fey magic." The other whispers back, she could have taken it. Maybe she killed a Trinidas.
These things are ridiculous.
The third says, "My grandfather says that the Trinidas are most powerful. She doesn't seem that powerful."
What was that?
And this is when you just slam the door on them and decapitate all three. Oh my God, what a gruesome ending.
Oh, Fey killer.
Jeez.
I'll let them deliberate if it, a little longer.
And your falcon returns and just plucks one into its mouth.
No! Bad. Just whack it on the head.
I'm sorry. It's just training. Like Baby Yoda eating eggs. They turn back to you. "Who are you? And who is your familiar?" You're like, whoa.
Okay, they know that. I just tell them my name is Brise, and I am an explorer trying to just learn what I can about what happened here. Find any, just hunter of information, history, and art.
How did you get here? No one comes here except for the dirt people. They kind of like drop their guard, like they forgot they were upset.
I tell them that How did I was it just was exploring the area. The town is from Balabry, it's a town not far from here. Be able to wander and come across this place. I also mentioned that I'm also on good terms with the people of the soil too, dirt people as you call them.
We haven't seen a man up here since the little girl and her father.
Oh right.
She's sad, though. We're told to stay away from her. Your mom and dad let you come all the way up here?
Mom and dad are dead. Breeze just breaks down in tears.
You little bastards.
So I'm curious just about, never interaction with Faye, so I'd just like to get information out of them too. Kind of just waved their question away and said, "How long have all three of you, been here?"
We come here when the elders aren't paying attention. I guess we've been coming here for about 30 years.
Hmm. Yeah.
Are you big for a human?
No, I am a little taller, but not that much bigger. I was just curious, what are you doing here? This place doesn't seem very kind to Faye. There are a lot of dangerous creatures around.
It's boring in the colony. So we like to come here, play with the toads,
Mm.
watch the metal women.
The metal women are especially dangerous. Do they come around often?
There's three always by the big three houses on the edge of the shoulder.
Mm.
They're so slow, though. They try to shoot us. We ride the bolts. There's also a sheakoth that's nested on the first of the houses. We like to pull its whiskers, wake it up. Grab it by the tail. Let it fly around, snapping at us.
These guys are nasty.
Well, they're antagonizing, eating evil, evil, I don't know, but deadly toads.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm like, well, that's all right. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking we could keep talking with the Fae. Do you want to keep going, or do you want to maybe end it here? We can resume the conversation.
Yeah, let's end it here. We can always come back. Let me give you this point before I forget, because
Sure.
I was a bad game master last time when you faced the mud bird, and I should have rolled it then. You have heard of a sheakoth.
Okay.
They're sort of like small Chinese dragons, depicted as sort of territorial. They're not really evil, but they can get up to I mean, diameter wise, diameter of a cantaloupe, and about 15 feet long is a big one.
Right.
But they had that sort of cat-like head, um, and they're capable of flight. Um, um, so they love antagonizing it. It's great. So yeah, we'll end here. I'm a touch foggy-headed, I must admit. And
hopefully we can keep talking to the Fae next time. It'll be kind of fun.
Yeah,
Some more
these
questions for them.
hooligans.
It's cool that I was able to just kind of get an in with the mentioning the Trinitas. So like, kind of
Yeah.
Usually I'm kind of put on the spot. I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do.
But here though, you got the credentials,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and we're good for next Wednesday, which we forgot to talk about again.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah.
So next Wednesday we were back, episode 61, and as hashtag refund please, Quinn says. So everybody, thanks for joining us. We made it to number 60. We're going to keep on going. I wonder what we're going to do for episode 100. Well, we'll worry about that then. But thanks, as always. You can pop to Donor Box, send us a little money if you think we're doing a good job. And you can, if you need more of Max, and who doesn't, you can follow him on his own YouTube channel where he discusses the role of video game music. And thanks as always to Elliot Dunovitz for their terrific art on Brise's character art that we used throughout the session. And I've written a book called A Shore Too Far that I hope you'll enjoy and check out if you're interested in a decent fantasy novel. And we will see you guys next Wednesday. Brise, say Max, I should say.
Brise, say Max. Max.
That's right. Both of you say goodbye to the lovely people.
Yeah, thanks for sticking around, everybody. We will hopefully finish exploring this cool, creepy manor in the next session next week. Have a good night.
Yeah, thank you guys for everything, and we will see you next week, next Wednesday.